We're going to be creating parallel lines and a transversal and looking at the angles that are created by these special lines. First thing I want you to do after you've opened the Sketchpad program is go ahead and enlarge the screen. Okay, next we're going to create a line. So you click on the line tool. You may have to go over here and select the line, the one with the two arrows on the ends. And then I want you to create a line going horizontally across. Once a line or something is highlighted like this one is, that means that it's selected. Next, I want you to click on the point tool and create a point down here. Now we're going to go back. This is the select tool, and I want you to select, make sure that this point is selected and that this line is selected. Now we're going to create a parallel line with both of these selected, a line that's parallel to this one. So now we clicked on the construct parallel line. Now we want to create a transversal. So again, we click on the line tool, and I'm going to go straight from this point and go through this point here, right like that. Now, so that we can communicate about the angles, I want us to click on the point tool again, and we're going to put points on every one of these lines, and also make sure there's a point at the intersection points. Now, I already have a point at the intersection points, but you may not, depending how you created your line. Okay, close to the angle, I'm going to add other points. So one here, 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 and down here. And I'm going to do the same thing with these angles. Okay, now so that we can communicate, we're going to label these points. And please label the points along with me so that when we talk about a certain angle, say A, B, C, that we know that we're talking about the same angles. So A, first I'm going to go around in a clockwise manner. B, C, D, then the intersection point is going to be E. I'm going to come down here and do the same thing. F, again clockwise, G, H, I, J. Now I'm going to go up again and select the arrow tool. I'm going to click somewhere off here because I had that point, that eye point, still highlighted, and I don't want that. The first thing I'm going to do is measure this angle here. Now as we're measuring the angles, first, go ahead and make a decision about what type of angle you think this is going to be. Do you think it's going to be larger than 90 or smaller than 90? So that you know which number, kind of, that you're expecting. Okay, so for AEB, let's measure that. So let's select first on A, then the vertex EB. Measure angle. Each time we measure these angles, 152, I'm going to move the measure into the angle. Now what do you expect, and what type of angle is this one that's right across from AEB? DEC, what do you expect it to be? It's a vertical angle, and it better be equal, but let's measure and see. DEC. Again, make sure when you're clicking on these points that E, since it's the vertex, it needs to be in the center. Measure. Let me try again. Oh, because I still had that highlighted, it couldn't do it. Sorry. DEC. Measure angle. And good, we got the exact same angle. I'm going to move that down here. Now what do we expect BEC to be? What do we recognize about this angle and this angle? Those together, they better be what? They better be supplementary, so they better add to 180. So let's measure BEC first. BEC. Measure angle. Okay. Now we can add those, or we can let the computer do it too. Measure, calculate. I'm going to click on this one. I'm going to say plus this. And there's our answer. So those are supplementary. Now let's go ahead and measure AED. Great. Now what do we expect if we're looking at this? What do we expect these angles down here to be? Let's measure and see. F, J, oops, F, J, G. $152, $51, the exact same thing. Now let's finish measuring these angles, and then we're going to talk about the names of these special angles that have been created due to their relationship to each other. So I would like you to go ahead, finish measuring these, and then making sure that you save your work so that you can show it to me. And then we'll go on with the lesson. I do want you to notice here before we close out how many of these linear pairs we have. So we proved that this one plus this one was the 180. So this plus this one's also 180. This plus this is 180. This plus this 180. So we have 4 sets up here, and then we also have 4 down here. One other thing I want to point out is how many of these angles are equal to each other. So we have these 4 that are equal to each other, the 152.51 degrees, and then we also have these 4. So I'm going to click away. 27, the 27, and select 27 and 27. So in these parallel lines and a transversal, we only have 2 different degrees.